Hello, this is Anthony Mack. Get your six pack. Today we're going to be talking about the six pack abs mindset, your three brains. Get your head on straight and your six pack abs will follow. So, you need to fire the head of anti-you Inc. Now, what is that? Well, each of us have a voice inside of us that wants us to fail. And I consider our bodies almost like a company or a corporation. And there's a person inside you that really wants you to fail. It's counterintuitive, but we all have this voice. And this creates friction, which will burn up your energy very rapidly. And you only have a limited amount of willpower and enthusiasm. And when this failure voice inside you is using up your energy to, those mental games you play in your head, those excuses that you try to logic your way through, those cyclical traps that you sometimes get your mind into before you've even started anything, tricks your body into draining energy and stopping you from taking the necessary action steps. And, ultimately, this exists to keep you inside your comfort zone. This keeps you in the same place you are now because this anti-you Inc. inside of you wants you to stay the same. It doesn't like change. It fears change. So what we need to do is we need to identify the guilty pleasures inside of us and the secondary payoff. The reason that this voice inside you wants you to fail is that it's getting a secondary benefit every time it stops you from doing something or when you do something you shouldn't. We have these destructive habits because we're getting something. We're getting something on it, but it's not clear. That's why it's counterintuitive. That's why you'll see people eating junk food when they should be eating healthy when they've chosen to go on a diet. Yet they'll still eat the junk food and justify it. This is the counterintuitive reason why. There are three minds inside of us: the physical, the logical, and the emotional. And by learning to identify issues using all three of these brains inside of us, you can get beyond the negative stoppers that you have, and you can finally move on to get that perfect body you're looking for and get that really killer six-pack abs look. So first is a logical brain. This is the brain that wants to see the reasons behind everything. It wants to know why. This is usually the higher side of you speaking. It's the newest part of your brain. It's the most recently evolved part of a human. And generally speaking, this is the brain you want to listen to the most, even though it's the hardest when you start out realizing which brain is talking. It's usually the hardest brain to listen to. Next is the emotional brain. These are the makers and killers of dreams. The emotional brain has very up and down roller coaster rides. The moods of these sway back and forth, and we often are victims of this rather than people enjoying our emotions. And that's because the emotional brain is really in the instant gratification mode. When the emotional voice speaks, be careful because it's generally going to hurt you in the long run until you learn to tame it and use it to make you happy with what you're doing. Next is the physical brain. This is the oldest part of the brain, and it controls your physical urges like eating. So your physical brain might make you hungry and then start craving something sweet. And suddenly your logical mind will jump in, and this creates conflict. The key to controlling your brains is to let them all speak on an issue, let their voices be heard, and then make a clear decision. So for example, say you get hungry and you want to get some chocolate. Well, your physical brain is saying, I'm hungry, let's eat something sweet. And your emotional brain is saying, I've had a hard day at work and I just need to relax, and I know that this chocolate's going to make me feel good. And then your logical brain is going, well, wait a second, I shouldn't be doing this. I'm just going to feel bad if I do. And, I really don't want to do this. And suddenly you see that all three of those are in conflict. In fact, in this case, the physical brain and the emotional brain are pairing up against the logical brain, and it is this argument inside your head that's killing your energy. So what we need to do is we need to form a new habit, and a new habit that will help you get your six-pack abs. And I know this is a bit of a stretch. You came here because you're looking for, six-pack abs information, but what I have to do is I have to bring over this, general life philosophy and bridge it into, how to get into that mental zone where you can do the exercises it takes to get those six-pack abs and be happy and keep them on instead of just losing them once you get them. So now that you know your three brains control your actions, you need to start identifying which part of your mind is causing the most conflict and create a new habit to stop the old pattern. So maybe every time you get home after a day of work and you're stressed and one of the things you want to do is you want to get a chocolate bar. Well, the first thing you should do is drink a liter of water. That'll make you a little full and maybe throw your mind off. But if you're still hungry, what you can do is eat a protein bar instead. Eat something healthy, but similar to what you want, and this will start shaping the pattern of a new way of thinking. So suddenly, and one of the things I talk about in a lot of the other stuff I cover is the 30-day habit. Once you do things for 30 days, you've set a new habit. Once you do that, you will be conditioned to emotionally feel better about the decisions you're making with that. The emotional mind inside of you is going to give you less strife because you've created a new habit, and now the emotions are attached to taking those actions. And I know this might seem a little abstract, but as you start doing this, you're going to notice that the voices inside of your head are going to start changing, even though you still got your logical, physical, and emotion brain talking. So as you form these new positive habits, in lieu of the bad ones that have been holding you back, you're going to be able to get into that positive zone and not only enjoy what you're doing, but suddenly start to make progress where you're not burning up your energy mentally, and then you can use that to motivate you through your workouts. So this has been Anthony Mack. Get your six-pack, and be sure to check out my blog, www.absformen.com, and I've also got a free full abs course there that you can get. It's free for a little while. I think I might be taking it down once I get enough success stories, but as of right now, it's free, so check it out. I have a link for it on the right-hand side. Once you go to Abs for Men, you can just look on the right, and it'll have a free link to the guide. So I hope this has helped, and I look forward to hearing about your successful six-pack abs story. Thanks.